Welcome back to the garage and the channel as we prepare for the 2025 MG Car Club Speed Championship. And we're in the garage this week for what I can only describe as an intervention. Now, I always thought an intervention was an American thing. And we all know what we think an intervention is. It's basically where your family or your friends get you together, give you a good talking to, a bit of a slap round the face, and show you some of the things that you should be doing that maybe you're not doing or you're a bit ignorant to. So they're doing that typically out of love and care, or they want you to be the best you can be, or sometimes it's because you're being a bit of a tit and actually you just need to be told something. And so it was. The other week I was riding my bike with a good friend, telling him all the great fantastic upgrades I'm doing to my MG Midget, how the engine's going to be faster, how it's going to sound better, how the limited slip diff is going to glide it round corners, how the sticky rubber is going to make me seconds faster. But rather than say how fantastic that would be, the first thing he said was, "You are fitting a full cage, aren't you?" You see, he knows me better than I know me. He knows how I drive a car, he knows how I ride a mountain bike, and therefore when I said I was going to go faster and go round corners quicker and brake later, his first thought was, Martin's going to kill himself. And to be honest, a roll cage wasn't at the top of the list of things I was planning to buy. Of course you say, yeah, that's a really good idea, but it wasn't. You know, you get consumed by buying go faster bits and bits that make you go around corners quicker. So a roll cage wasn't really on the list. I was thinking that this Safety Devices roll cage in the car actually would do a good job. But the reality is he was right. You can't put a price on your safety, and when you're spending money on all the upgrade bits, you know, you can't put a price on making the car stop faster with better brakes, or indeed provide better protection for the driver through belts or roll cages, through safety equipment, for if it does go wrong. We all hope it doesn't go wrong, but you know, typically on the circuit there's normally one car at a meet that will have a bit of a bang or an off. So over the season, you know, typically that's 10, 12 cars that you might see that get trailered back to the paddock, having had a bit of a knock. And we all like to think, you know, it's not going to happen to us, but you know, one day you're going to be that person driving down the main straight at Donington, and before you know it, you're aquaplaning, you're going to be going backwards at 70 miles an hour about 6 inches from the barrier. Could happen to absolutely anybody. Time then to fit a roll cage. So here then is the upgrade. This is the Midget front cage, available from MG Hive, who are the provider for Safety Devices rollover cages. So it comes like this. It's 2 main bars and a bar that goes across the front, and I bought a couple of door bars as well to make that complete shell. Of course you can have a custom full welded in cage, but this is a bolt-in version. So the main cage here being bolted into the bodywork, and then comes with these extensions here that allow the bars to be strapped in and put on at a later date. So that flexibility has given me the opportunity to extend now with a front cage. Looks to be quite straightforward then. Bolt up here, we've got the front bar that bolts across the top. The only complex bit is this bit down the front, where I'm going to have to weld that into the floor by the looks of it. The cage itself bolting in, it comes with these nice brackets. We've got lips on here, so that looks like that sits up against the bodywork, and then maybe this unit here, actually that sits at the back looking at the mounting. So there we go. So looking at the front of the car, that sits inside the bodywork, butted up against the inner sill. That's at the back. So if the roll cage gets hit, you've got this metal bracket here stopping it from folding backwards. They've got the bolts, of course, holding it to the floor. So I'm going to have to prep the floor, linish back some of the metal to get a good welding surface, weld this in, drill the holes in the floor, and then in theory it's a straightforward bolt up exercise. So a quick dry fit later just to see how it all fits together. Actually bolts together really easily. Main thing to do then is these plates, but actually it's really easy to fit. They bolt hard up against the inner wing and then butt hard up against this cross member here across the tunnel. So what we can do is linish back the paint, get those welded in and painted, and then we can bolt the whole thing together. Right, so we've got the plates welded in here, linished back, holes drilled, coat of paint then, and we can get the cage in. And the cage is bolted in with M12 bolts, and looking online, the Safety Devices spec is 70 Newton meters for the torque, so that's what we're going to go to. So with the cage fully mounted in, I'm going to have a look at the door bars next. And these are quite straightforward, just straight bars held on with clamps and bolted in with an end piece. So you basically cut these to size, drill a hole straight through, put a bolt in, and then the whole lot bolts together. Fairly easy really. So now with the new NCR regulations, it means that if you want to lighten your doors, put lightweight doors on, or take any material out of your doors, which you can do in Group 3, you have to have door bars fitted. So let's get them done. So I've soft mounted up the front, and then up at the back here we can put the stub bracket on. We've marked it so that we know where to cut. Then we can cut the main tube, push in the stub end, drill it through, bolt it, and we should be good to go. The door bars in then, driver one being quite close to the seat, but the seat does just fit in. Giving just enough leg room down the bottom as well to get to the accelerator. Passenger side, much easier as you've got full access all the way across. So with the door bars fitted then, that paves the way for lightening the doors and taking a little bit more weight out of the car, especially because that's where you've got all the window mechanism and the glass and the front frame, all of which the weight adds up. The full cage then, all fitted to the car, ready for the season ahead. And I must admit, although it doesn't add performance to the car, there is something quite nice inside, knowing that there's a little bit of extra safety there next year, should the worst happen. So on to the next job then, ready for the 2025 Speed Championship. We've got to get the car rolling roaded, and then we've got to give the differential an overhaul. Then we might just about be ready to go and give it a test run. So once again, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for all your comments, and we carry on the next video. See you then.